Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into one of the most explosive interviews to surface in South African politics this year. Former spy and intelligence operative Brad Steyn has broken his silence, and what he has to say casts a long shadow over President Cyril Ramaphosa, the ANC, and the inner workings of South Africa's security state. In an unfiltered, deeply unsettling conversation, Steyn says President Ramaphosa is the prisoner of his own party's secrets. According to Steyn, the president's rise was not simply a matter of statesmanship, it was made possible by buried information, hidden loyalties, and the strategic shielding of ANC skeletons. And it's not just Ramaphosa who comes under scrutiny. Deputy President Paul Mashatile, outgoing Minister Sensom Mkhwanazi, and acting Police Minister Firoz Cachalia all feature in this intricate web of influence, factions, and what Steyn calls a contest for the corrupt elites. Before we break it down further, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. What do you think? Is the ANC beyond repair, or is there still a path to accountability? Let's take it from the top. Brad Steyn isn't your everyday political analyst. He was once a double agent under apartheid, working inside intelligence networks. After 1994, he became one of the few who truly understood how old networks transformed and embedded themselves inside the democratic state. His insider view gives him a unique vantage point, and that's what makes this interview so disturbing. He claims the current president is compromised, not because of anything recent, but because of what he knows and who helped him ascend through the ANC's internal structures. According to Steyn, Ramaphosa is now trapped. He can't act decisively on corruption, because doing so might open the door to secrets the party has spent decades trying to suppress. The real power struggles, Steyn says, aren't happening in parliament or in policy rooms. They're happening in backrooms, through surveillance, dossiers, and the fear of exposure. And much of that fear is rooted in what he describes as the intelligence state that still operates behind the scenes. One of the most revealing points Steyn makes is about whistleblowers in SAPS. He praises General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, who has risked his career and personal safety to speak out. But Mkhwanazi, Steyn warns, is just the latest in a long line of brave officers. Many others have been burnt, isolated, pushed out, or silenced when they challenged entrenched corruption or tried to act independently. Now, with Sensom Mkhwanazi placed on special leave and Firoz Cachalia stepping in as acting police minister, Steyn questions whether we're seeing reform or just another act in the performance. He suggests Cachalia's appointment is yet another example of cadre deployment, where loyalty to the ANC outweighs competence or independence. Steyn paints a bleak picture. The ANC, in his view, is not a functioning democratic party, it is a network of factions, constantly battling not over ideas, but over survival, control, and money. He describes Deputy President Paul Mashatile as an absolute nightmare, a figure whose rise represents what he calls the return of the untouchables. In Steyn's view, Mashatile's path to power is paved with backroom deals and political debts that threaten any real chance at renewal. But it doesn't stop with internal politics. Steyn also points to how these dynamics are shaping South Africa's international standing. He says the country is now locked in a diplomatic standoff with the West, especially the United States, and it's not hard to see why. According to Steyn, South Africa has weaponized transformation into a tender cartel, and international actors are starting to see through the rhetoric. The result? Suspicion, economic hesitation, and growing isolation. He calls BRICS a big obstacle, not a moral alliance, but an opportunistic bloc tied together by double standards, secret deals, and the illusion of independence. In Steyn's words, it's not about solidarity or shared values. It's about shielding corruption through economic partnerships that sidestep global accountability. This kind of critique matters, especially when it comes from someone with first-hand experience inside intelligence circles. It echoes what many South Africans have suspected for years, that state capture never really ended, it simply evolved. Even those with good intentions inside government are often powerless, caught in systems that reward silence and punish reform. And as Steyn makes clear, whistleblowers, both inside SAPS and across the public sector, are still being hung out to dry. We have to ask, what happens next? With elections approaching and the ANC more fractured than ever, will the public demand transparency, or will fear and political fatigue keep things as they are? Steyn's interview is not just an exposé. It's a warning. He says we're not watching a democracy mature, we're watching it survive, barely, while powerful elites tighten their grip. Every policy shift, every leadership shuffle, is now seen through the lens of damage control, not public service. If this is true, then the real question becomes, can anything short of full political overhaul restore trust in government? And what about the brave few like General Mkhwanazi? What protection do they have in a system designed to silence dissent? The picture painted here is dark. But it's also clarifying. South Africa is not just grappling with corruption, it is confronting a legacy of hidden power, and the networks that refuse to give it up. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Is Brad Steyn sounding the alarm, or has it already gone off? Can South Africa change course before it's too late? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who want to understand what's really going on beneath the surface of South African politics. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.